Welcome to the Sports on Pulse. I'm Gary Al Smith, and as you know, if you are Christian, you know that they say, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount with wings like eagles, and so on and so forth. But everything that is bound in heaven shall be bound on earth as well. So if God gives us strength, we have strength in the studio. Let's pan to our gentlemen, Oliver and Jude, to see how strength plays on this earth. Now take a moment and look at them. Look at that. Now, are we not safe on earth even before we go to heaven? Thank you very much for joining us on the Sport on Pulse. Now, to what do we owe this distinguished honor? These men are bodybuilders. They specialize in lifting metals and other, thick and big stuff for sport. Interestingly, they've qualified for an important championship in South Africa, and that's what we are going to talk about. But first of all, I just want to know, what's the difference between bodybuilding and weightlifting? Anybody?
Bodybuilding is the use of progressive resistance exercise used to control and develop muscles into one's being.
Wow, that sounds like an SSE answer, the way I was true and poor back in my days in senior high school. But so you guys are bodybuilders, not weightlifters. Yeah,
and the difference between bodybuilding and weightlifting as well can be said in this form. Bodybuilding is a work of art, like sculpture. You take your time, take the chisel, take whatever you need, carve out the shape out of whatever, clay or wood you have.
So basically you are drawing
the sculpture. Exactly.
Yes.
And the way we lift weight is different from how weightlifters train. We use our muscles because we are building and we are sculpting the muscles. We focus on the particular muscle we are building at a point in time. But for weightlifters, they just have to lift, they just have to lift. They don't have to use muscle to lift.
I see.
Yes,
so is that the reason why weightlifters, if I am wrong, correct me, seem to have most of the time bigger upper body and then smaller lower bodies, or is that it?
As he said, we sculpture, we mold. It's like you molding something. But as he said, weightlifters just do carry something because they don't actually build muscles on maybe any other part. Theirs is to. For instance, you can say, oh, you want to be a weightlifter, but I'm not a weightlifter because I'm actually working on my special body. Because
I see.
You see, from the bottom up to the up, we make sure that every place in good shape and conditioned.
Interesting. That's some education for us, really. Now, as bodybuilders, you take part in competitions. You do it for sport as well. Yep. What's happening in South Africa, in Johannesburg?
Well, it's actually it's a sports festival, right? But we are taking part in the bodybuilding championship. It's organized by Arnold, the governor,
the actor,
an old bodybuilder, exactly. So it's all over the world. It's just in Africa. It's Africa and in Asia that that don't organize these competitions. This is the maiden edition in Africa, and then next year it will move to Asia. So we are from Ghana. We are Team Ghana, qualified from Ghana to go and compete on the national, international level. Yeah, with over 50 other countries.
Fantastic. So it's an international championship. The International Federation of Bodybuilders is in support of this, and it's sort of like a fitness expo that's been done in all the 6 continents, as Jude has explained, bar Africa and Asia. So this time it's coming to Africa, or predictably it's in South Africa, and Jude and Mr. Roxon here representing Ghana. What's the state of preparations like? Are you getting support from the government and the ministry?
Actually, for now, we haven't gotten anything from the Sports Council. Sports Council, we're supposed to, do all the necessary, by sponsorship. All what we normally do is maybe football.
But you will be going?
Yeah, we'll be going.
You are sure you are going?
We'll be going.
Yeah. We've done our best, because if you want to rely on sports, as much as we are going in the name of Ghana, we can't just rely on them. Otherwise, we allow them to shut our dreams.
Yeah.
And you don't want to allow someone to shut your dreams. You know.
So how are you? Last week we had a Paralympian, you know, who the Paralympic bicycles.
Yeah.
He was also here just like you are. Last week Wednesday, yes it was. He's also qualified for the Olympics, but he didn't get one cedi from the Sports Authority. So I was asking him how he was able to do it, and he said he had a foundation that did all the preparation for them. Now that you have gotten the opportunity to travel, how did you pay for your ticketing and things like that?
I mean, it's been hell raising money. We've been to hell and back.
Really?
Yeah.
Combining training, dieting, you know, doing cardio and all kinds, and combining our, you know, personal work it's been difficult.
It
hasn't been easy at all.
In terms of the costs, what does it look like for the entire trip?
Per person is supposed to be $8,000. $8,000, yeah.
Okay, for both of you?
No, for a single person.
Single person?
Because even registration fees cost almost about $1,000.
I see.
So, yeah.
Interesting. So, what's the future like? When you go to this tournament, you are hoping to win.
That's right.
And then there are cash prizes attached?
Actually, with a amateur bodybuilding, what we do is that unless maybe you win up to the overall,
okay,
you understand. But we're looking at amateur, it's not about. But then the opportunity for you is to go to the pro, and this is where athletes, or this is where companies from America and so on and so forth, that is where they look at to you and then see what exactly they can do, especially in Ghana here. When we talk of bodybuilding, people see us to be macho men. But there is difference between macho man and then a bodybuilder.
So tell us.
So, as you said in the beginning, is there a difference between someone who is and then have a smaller figure like Johnny Bravo? No, that's not like that. But we work on all these things. You know, it's all about fitness and wellness. So if we are doing all these things, we are only doing that to also promote about our fitness level, especially in Ghana. Look at a lot of people out there who will be in the food, the stomach and so on and so forth. But then, what do? We just have to, what do we do? This is what we learn, especially from our coach who came from Canada. Mike Esiedu has given us a whole lot of education concerning fitness, health.
So as viewers can see on the screens, we've seen a couple of bodybuilders, and it's the first time it's occurring to me that this is really a work of art. It really is apparent that it's like a pencil has been used to draw the various parts of the body, the biceps, the six packs, the chest muscles. The veins are showing, and it's pretty interesting. So, when did this become a sport for you, Jude?
Okay, it didn't really become a sport all of a sudden. It all began when we go to the gym and be like, oh, I just want some arms to wear shirts, go for parties, stuff like that. And then you get to a level when it gets so interesting and you're so passionate about it, you enjoy what you're doing, and then it got to this stage.
I see. Mr. Roxon, was it also for parties in the beginning?
Well, actually, I was trained to be a footballer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was trained to be a footballer, but little did I know that I was building my fitness level to be a bodybuilder.
Okay. I see. So what's the experience like, in daily life, the perception? You said people see you as macho men, but is it that the perception is changing, or people still have that primitive mentality that bodybuilders are, just there for security purposes, and for boys, when they're in trouble, they come and call you to go and roughen people up and all that?
I think that's what we are trying to do as upcoming, champions. We are trying to give bodybuilding a good name in Ghana, such that we are not, people think bodybuilders are illiterate and macho, have the macho character, people who bully others and stuff like that. But we are truly not those kind of people. If you get close to us, and me, I'm a personal trainer. I help people at the gym.
Yes, sir.
If you want to lose weight or just be fit or build some muscle. Yeah, that's my job. So things like that. We are so different, totally different from.
I get you. I get you. So, it's a sport on its own. They'll be leaving some of their information, especially on my Joy Online. If you want to contact them as well, you can do that. But don't forget that it's the championship that's going to be in South Africa, in Sandton, and the bodybuilders are going to be there to represent Ghana. We also understand that the Ministry of Youth and Sport have promised some help for them through the National Sports Authority. We are not sure when that help will come, but these guys are superb in terms of the way they represent Ghana in their own different way. And speaking of representation, well, you can see these guys in the, on your screens there, but we can come and get a better representation now as well. There we go. Right, so that's you don't say. They say a picture speaks more than 1,000 words, so I better not speak. That's the sport for now, and thank you for your custom. My name is Gary Al Smith. This has been
Roxon?
Nope, the first name.
Oliver.
Oliver Roxon, and you see Roxon, rock.
The modern rock.
Roxon, the son of a rock, and Jude Gajekwa. Does it have anything to do with the rock Gajekwa? What does it mean? Right. So these have been my co-presenters, and keep pumping.